everyone and welcome to episode number 7 of Ninjary time. My name's NinjaBob and today we're going to be working on my ink farm, my squid farm. I'm pretty much picking up where we left off at the end of the last episode actually. If you remember rightly, we built ourselves this beacon, which is built with haste 2. If I show you my in there, look, we've got haste 2 coming off of that beacon. That means basically it's a full-size pyramid down there made out of iron. 2.5 stacks of iron to be precise. Absolutely ridiculous. Sorry, did I say iron? I meant blocks of iron. 2.5 stacks of blocks of iron. It's taken pretty much every last scrap of iron that I've got in the game to build this pyramid. And if you remember, at the end of the last episode, I was a little bit disappointed because Haste 2 wasn't working quite as well as I thought it would. It was good, but it wasn't amazing. Well, since the last episode, the one thing I've done is I've been and used all my XP levels, and I had to go and get a few extras as well, to be honest. But I've managed to get myself an efficiency 5 pickaxe. Basically, what I had two efficiency 4 pickaxes with some other enchantments on them. I've combined them, which cost me about 36, I think, or 37 levels of XP. And yeah, I've now got an efficiency 5 as a result. So watch this. This is an efficiency 5 pickaxe in combination with a haste 2 beacon. You're gonna love this. You're gonna love this. This is exactly how I said it would be. Remember I said it was like farming netherrack. If you've ever been to the nether with a decent diamond pickaxe and it just sort of disappears in front of you, watch this. Wow, look at that. Just a row of stone absolutely obliterated in a split second. Did you see that? Did you see that? So, what I'm now going to do is I'm going to be digging out this entire area, and this is where we're going to build our squid farm. Now the squid farm is basically going to work by building we're in the middle of a desert, so there's no other water around, there's nowhere else for squid to spawn, so they will only have this area to spawn in. And what we're going to do is we're going to dig out a hole that's going to go from roughly level 62 all the way down to roughly level 45, so about 20-25 levels of water. And that water is basically going to be, I'm going to put ice in the top level, then break the ice so that the water flows downwards. So the water is always going to be constantly pushing downwards. And then at the bottom we're going to have a row of signs which will basically stop the water from flowing. But basically the squid will spawn in the water, they'll get pushed downwards, downwards, downwards. When they reach the signs, there'll be no water. They'll be pushed through the signs into an open area where they will suffocate. And when they suffocate, they will drop their ink sacs. So after we've dug this out, we're going to be putting the ice in. Then we're going to put a load of signs in. Then we're going to break the ice, and that will get the water flowing. But then we need to get ourselves a bit of a hopper system collection area built, which we're going to need all of that iron for. So yeah, that pyramid is very much temporary. We're going to have to get it back. We're going to have to get those materials back at some point. But I'm glad I did it. I've never done this pyramid thing before, and I must admit at the end of episode 6 I was slightly disappointed. I felt like maybe I'd wasted an awful lot of time preparing for that, to get that pyramid built, and then it was good, but it just wasn't great. You know, the pickaxe I was using was an efficiency 4, and it was good, but it wasn't great. But this is spectacular. Look how fast it's going. It is. It's like going to the nether. It's absolutely ridiculous. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to make you watch all of this. Even though as fast as it is, this is going to take quite a while, I would imagine. We're going to be digging this all the way down, like I say, 30 or 35 levels roughly. And this, I believe, is a 32 by 32 area. Something like that, or maybe a 30 by 30 area. It's big. It's a big area, so it's going to take a long time. I'm hoping that the pickaxe, it has got Unbreaking 3 on it, so hopefully it will be okay. But yeah, there's a good chance we're going to get through this pickaxe. I might have to go and do some repairs on it and stuff. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to cut the video ahead until this is all dug out, and then we will move on to stage 2 of creating our squid farm. So I will see you guys hopefully in just a second. I'm just going to give you an extra 10 seconds here of watching this pickaxe in action. How awesome is this? Honestly, I'm so glad I did it. It cost a lot of XP. It's cost a lot of iron. I had to do a huge amount of mining to be able to do this. But it's so worth it. It's awesome. See you in a sec, guys. Okie dokie, I am back, and well, look at this. You'd be forgiven for thinking that the chunk hadn't loaded, but no, this is what I've been doing. I've dug out this hole, and yeah, it is now 32 by 32. Actually, I actually went out an extra block in each direction, so it's now 34 by 34, but that's because I'm now going to fill in one layer. I know it doesn't really matter. Once this thing is filled with water, you're not really going to be able to see it. But it would bother me forever with these walls all mismatching with bits of coal and gravel and dirt and all the rest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill up the walls with cobblestone now. And yeah, where I've marked out here, you'll see this is... this here is level 45, so we're going to fill up with water from the top, let it flow down to here, and then across here is where I'm going to put my signs. So the signs are going to go across like that, and that will stop the water from flowing. So basically you should be able to walk around underneath here quite safely with all the water above you. But because we're only going to place water in the top level, it will be flowing down and pushing the squid that spawn downwards into this area, which is where they'll suffocate. So I guess I've got a few jobs to do here really. I think... Not quite sure where to start. We could either do the signs across the bottom maybe, or maybe I could start working on how I'm going to sort of capture the ink down the bottom here, because like I say, we're gonna have the squids falling through here and dying, so we need a way of collecting up their loot, and I can't be filling up this entire floor with hoppers. That would be way too expensive. So I need to come up with a different way. I'm thinking that maybe some sort of water flow system, something that pushes out from the sides into the middle, maybe into a single channel or a single square. Maybe if I could get everything to sort of push into a single square in the middle, or a single area in the middle, where even if it was sort of 4x4, something like that, or 5x5 in the middle. That would take quite a lot of hoppers still, but a bit less than 32 by 32. I can't even do the maths on that, but that would be a lot of hoppers, and I don't have that much iron. I think I might have mentioned how much iron I've used just on the beacon. But that pickaxe was awesome. It had to be repaired once, and if you look at it now, look at the damage on it now. It's virtually dead again now, so it needs repairing again now. I've also died. I fell at one point. I've got this ladder here that takes me back up to the top, and I guess I should just show you this chest here, absolutely full up with chock-a-block with cobblestone and dirt and everything else. And if I take you up to the top here, it became my little base of operations where where all the work was, where all the work went. And yeah, look at this, all these chests all full up, absolutely full up. Yeah, with everything, sand and sandstone, and oh yeah, it's taken a lot of work. But yeah, at one point I fell from here all the way to the bottom, and yeah, died. I think I hadn't been eating, so I wasn't at full hunger, and so I hadn't been regenerating from the little bits of damage and whatnot. But anyway, I'm alive now. We are back here, and I'm going to start filling in these walls. I think I've decided that's going to be job number one. I'm going to grab some cobblestone. Like I said, we're not going to do anything fancy on the walls. I just want it to be consistent. I want to use the same material on all of the walls in all directions. So I guess what we'll do is we'll just do a few, just so you can see what I'm talking about here. I'll fill this up first of all. I don't really need to worry about the corner, although no, I will, because it will stop things from spawning in there. Because I think the easiest way to fill this up would be to go round in a loop, sort of 2 blocks at a time. So if we come up here like this, you should be able to place 2 blocks beneath you like that. There you go. Now I just need to go round in a loop, do a couple of laps. Obviously we need to bypass the ladder, so let me just jump across there. There we go. So we'll go 2 at a time all the way to the top. So this is level, down here is about level 40, up there is around about level 68, 69, something like that. So this is going to take me a little while. So I think what I'll do is I'll do another little cutaway in the video here, rather than making you watch me do this. Like I said, this is going to take a bit of time. So yeah, I'll see you in just a second, and I'll get some block. Wow, look at that. We've done a stack of cobble already. Luckily, I've got all the cobblestone in the world, so this there's no danger of me running out of materials here. Don't worry about that. But yeah, it is going to take a little while. So I will see you guys in just a second, when hopefully this will all be done by the magic of time lapse. See you in a sec. Righty ho, I am back again, and as you can see behind me, I have filled up the walls completely with cobblestone all the way up. So that's yeah, that's taken a little while to do. And then I was going to do the floor, to be honest, but then I decided that actually before I start getting into the floor, I need to decide how this thing's going to work. Now I should just reiterate, if you've clicked on this video thinking, oh, I'm going to get a tutorial on how to make a squid farm. I'm not the guy. I'm not the guy who does the tutorials. I'm just the guy that's building a squid farm in my video here, in my Let's Play series. I've used some ideas that I've seen elsewhere on other YouTube videos. This doesn't really look anything like any of the ones I've seen, but it sort of does. I've sort of borrowed ideas from here and there. But, you know, hey, feel free to try and sort of, you know, go along with me here and copy what I'm doing. Like I say, so far what we've done is we dug out a 34 by 34 hole. We filled in the sides so that we've got a nice consistent block all the way down, apart from where my ladder is. But I'll fix that later on as well. So it's now effectively a 32 by 32. In other words, it's 4 chunks. 4 16 by 16 chunks. And the squid are going to fill in the top half of this. They are going to stop just where that cobblestone is there. That's where the water is going to be. Sorry, that's where the water is going to end, and we're going to make it end by putting signs across here. But yeah, what I was talking about before is what do we do then? Once they fall through, then what? Now, what I cannot afford to do, categorically cannot afford to do, is cover this floor in hoppers. Absolutely no way. It would take something ridiculous like, I don't know, what's 32 times 32? A lot, a lot. I promise you I cannot afford that. It's got to be like 1,000 hoppers or something. Anyway, whatever it is, we're not doing it that way. What I've decided to do is to get some water flows going and try and push them all into a sort of central area, and that's what this is about. I've just been experimenting with this. I've grabbed a bit of ice here, and let me just show you. Basically what happens is if you put a piece of ice or a bucket of water, you can do this with a bucket of water. You can put it here like this, break that, and you'll see it flows away. And then, if I'd, I should have left that 1 block longer. Basically, if I'd gone 1 block further out, the water would have stopped dead. But because I've dug away 1 extra block, it's gone a little further. And what that means is if I now dig away here, it will go even further still. And that's effectively what I've done there. I've got 1, 2, 3, and then a 4th layer. And the 4th layer runs out of oomph just about there. So it looks like what I'm going to end up with, if I do this sort of water source in each corner pushing towards the middle, I should find myself with a sort of diamond area, roughly 4 by 4. I don't know exactly because I don't have the exact middle here. This beacon isn't exactly in the middle, it's just close to the middle. But I believe that this is the middle here. I believe this is the central block, and if it's not, it's very close. It's either here or maybe here, I'm not sure. But yeah, basically what it will do is once all the squid fall through the main water, they will land in this water and they will be pushed across to the middle. And when they get to here, they'll have no water, they'll suffocate, die, and I can probably, hopefully, afford to put enough hoppers underneath this area to catch up all their ink sacs. That's the plan anyway, but it does look like it's going to work. Let me just show you on what I'll do is I'll just quickly do this one here. I shouldn't have done it here because of that chest, but never mind. If I dig out this block here, you'll see the water drops. Now if I dig that one away there, you'll see it meets up with that other water and starts to push in that direction towards the middle. So the idea is I dig all of this out 1 block back from the edge of the water. So here again like that, and then like that. And then all the way across. Basically the water will flow 7 blocks from its source. So that's the source up in the corner there. It flows 7, then it drops. And when it drops, it becomes like a source again. So it will flow another 7. Sorry, it will flow 8. So what we need to do is we need to dig out the 8th. So it covers 7 and then falls on the 8th. And when it falls on the 8th, it becomes a source again. And you just repeat that for each corner. So now that I've got that design pretty much, I think that's going to work. I'm not 100%, but I think that's going to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of these water sources, and I'm going to cover up the floor with cobblestone again, so it just looks a bit more consistent and looks a little bit tidier. That's the plan. And then what I need to do is think about getting signs up, and then the last thing we're going to do is put ice in the top. Now the only problem I've got with that is I don't have anywhere near enough ice. I think I've worked out I'm going to need something like 16 full stacks of ice blocks. That's a lot of ice. It's not a problem. I've got somewhere I can go and get ice from, but it's, you know, it's going to take a little while. So I think what I'll do is I'll get this floor sorted, and then I'll come back and we'll do the signs, and then we'll worry about the ice afterwards. So I'll see you guys in just a second. Okie dokie, I am back again. You know what, I didn't realise quite how much I was taking on here. I really thought I'd be able to get this done a lot quicker, but this is taking a lot of time. And do you know the other thing I didn't realise? I never realised how expensive signs were. This little sign in my hand, I don't know about you, but the most I ever make is, you know, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 little stacks, maybe if I'm doing some water flows or something like that. But this build, well, let me show you. Let me show you this hole behind me. Here we go. Look at the signs. Look at the signs that I've had to make and place painstakingly, one at a time. Every single one I've had to place. The little text option comes up and I have to push the circle button, say no thank you, no text on this one. 1,030 something times. 32 times 32. Get your calculator out. I don't know exactly what that is, but it's over 1,000. I have placed over 1,000 signs. That means I've had to go through that little dialogue of what would you like to type on there, Bob? Nothing! Go away! I've had to go through that little routine over 1,000 times. I've also dug out the hole. As you can see, we've got this nice little diamond shape, and you know, it looks quite pretty, but that's very, very functional. That is a step of 7. So you can see my ice block in the corner there. When I break that, the ice is going to go down 7, then it's going to drop and go down 7, and drop and go down 7. And I actually miscalculated it. If I go down here, let me show you, because the last step, obviously, I'm not going to be dropping down again. So it's going to be flowing all 8 blocks. Look at the signs. Look at the signs. It looks cool though, doesn't it? I think it looks really nice. Never mind the fact that it's actually going to work and make my squid farm work. I think it looks really cool. But anyway, yeah. Do you know what? Let's do it. Let's go and break one of these. Let's grab my torches so I don't lose them. But if I just break one of these, ice blocks, you'll see exactly what happens. What happens is the water's going to flow down and then drop, and then flow down and then drop, and then flow down and then drop, but then this time it's going to stop right there. Now look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig out 4 more around this side and around this side, but in fact, let me just double check actually, because I'm not sure what does happen if I go round here. Let's have a quick look here. Now the part of the problem I've got here is obviously in that centre spot I want hoppers. But I'm really quite short of iron at the moment. I don't know if I've mentioned that lately, but that's fine, because once I've finished doing all my digging, I can retrieve my iron blocks from the bottom here. So let's just see what happens now where we've got 2 water flows combined. That's perfect, absolutely perfect. So I'm going to dig out these 2, and these 2. So it's not quite 4x4, which is what I said, but I suppose it sort of is, but not quite, It's going to be a couple of blocks this way, a couple of blocks this way, and in like a little star shape. So that will be full of hoppers, collecting up my ink sacks, and then down here, this was, if you remember, this was where I found an abandoned mine shaft. If I just jump down here, I've made a little bit of space down here ready, but basically this is where the hoppers will feed down into, and we'll get some chests and a sort of AFK area all set up around here. So this is where you'll sit and wait for it all to happen. So I've got quite a lot of work left to do, and I would like to try and fit it into one video. I'm a bit worried. I'm not sure how long this video is going to end up being. Already I'm into my second day of recording, but that's okay. That's okay. Once I edit it down, you won't know the difference. It's going to be fine. What I need now is a load of ice blocks, again over 1,000 ice blocks to fill up the roof of this thing, which we're then going to break so that the water flows down, and then I'd like to put glass on top as well, to be honest, so that when you're up top you can run across it and look down. And I also want to get some glowstone placed in the walls and in the floor, so that when you're sort of walking around it and looking from underneath and from the sides and from the top, so that you can actually see what's going on. Squid spawns aren't affected at all by the amount of light. So I just want to get a few bits of glowstone in here and make a nice pattern maybe on the wall so that you can see what's going on the inside. But there you go. I thought I'd give you a little progress update there. We're doing quite well, and yeah, hopefully we're going to keep going and see if we can get this thing done before the video is done. So yeah, I shall see you guys in just a second. And I'm back once again, and hopefully we are pretty close to being able to finish this thing off. It's quite funny really, this is probably going to end up being a 20-25 minute video or something like that, but this has actually taken me like 2 whole days. Okay, not whole days, but it's taken me a lot more than 20 minutes, 25 minutes or whatever. Just so you know, I've been off in that direction, back that way. If you have a look on the map, just look in the direction I'm pointing at the moment. I'm over there on the far left in the desert. Right there in the middle is that brown blob. That's my big house, my base. And then go right over to the other side of the map. You see the sort of light blue colour? That's ice plains. That's a big ice field. So I've been over there and I've collected up a load of ice, as you can see here. That actually isn't enough, but fortunately I do actually already have some over here. But what I had over here wasn't enough on its own, so I had to go off and farm a little bit more. Do you know what? One of the things that I've been thinking about building, and I will do so at some point, but it is a automatic ice farm. Something that automatically stacks up the ice ready to make it easier for mining. That's where I will build it as well, over there in the ice plains. But yeah, I wish I'd done it the other way around now. I wish I'd done that first and done this afterwards, because I didn't realise how much hard work it was going to be trying to get ice together. But never mind, we're done now. There we go, look, we've got all this ice now. We are pretty much good to go. We should be able to start finishing this thing off. So let me just tell you about what I've done. You can see the glowstone I've put in. I've put glowstone in the walls. I've also put glowstone in the floor, and I've also got the hoppers all set in the middle section now. So let me just jump down there actually. What we're going to do, because in fact I'm not going to jump down, I'm going to take you around to the other little thing. You might notice I've taken the ladder away, so the ladder's gone. But what I have done is this little hut over here is now a way down. And it's not the prettiest looking thing down here, to be honest. I need to do some decoration, but what we've got here is an observation deck. Once this is full up with water, you'll be able to come here and hopefully watch the squid spawning and swimming downwards towards their doom. Then a little bit further down here there is another entrance, and yeah, one little change to the design that I've decided to include is I've made it redstone. So what I've got just here is a button that when I push the button, first of all it opens the door, although that's an accident. Yeah, what it does do is it takes the water away, and the way I've done that is, in case you didn't know, what if you put a bucket of water into a dispenser like that, when you dispense it with a bit of redstone, it does exactly what I just did just there. Now, do you know what? This has happened a couple of times. There's some sort of glitch going on at the moment where water is turning into a source block. There isn't a source block there, but yeah, it's some sort of glitch. Do you know what? I think if I just push the button, it should sort itself out. But it's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? So it's hopefully it's going to get fixed in a future update, because that's really annoying. It sort of turns it into a source block sort of halfway down. I wonder if I push it again, apart from I need to sort this door situation out, that's really annoying. But yeah, hopefully... No, it's done it again. Look, it's done it again. I'm going to have to come and fix that at some point. And then we come down here to the last level. Let's just make sure I've got a sword. Like I say, this all needs decorating. I really need to put some time into this just to make it look nice. So we're down here. This is where the beacon is, a little bit further down. In fact, quite a bit further down, another 10 blocks or so. And this is where the hoppers lead to. So all the hoppers lead into the middle. And yes, the hopper, the beacon works through hoppers, if you didn't know that. I didn't know that. But yeah, it turns out that if you place a beacon on top of a hopper, it doesn't stop the beacon from working. So when we go back out, you'll see the beam going straight through it. But yes, there's the hoppers all collecting in the middle into this chest and into this chest. I might be being a bit hopeful. I'm hoping though that we're going to need at least a couple of chests to store up our ink sacks. I might be completely, yeah, like I say, I might be completely hopeful, might not get anywhere near that much, but I guess we'll find out very, very soon. Now, I'm not sure how long this is going to take. We might have to go into a bit of another time-lapse mode here. We basically need to place... what did I say? 32 times 32. I think it's about 1,000 and something blocks. It's just like the signs. That was 1,000 and something signs. I've now got to place 1,000 and something ice blocks. Now some of them are going to start melting straight away by themselves because of the glowstone in the walls. But what we'll do is I think what we'll do is try and start away from those. And what I'm going to do is I am going to put glass in the top as well, so that it's all covered up and so that you can walk over it. I want to be able to walk over the top of it and look down. But what I was thinking is that it would be quite nice. I've got plenty of glass. I mean, I've dug up half a desert here, so of course I've got plenty of glass. But what I was thinking is it would be quite nice if the glass was black. Since we're making a ink farm here, a squid farm, I thought it might be quite nice to cover this in black glass. But I can't do that until I've got some squid ink. Now, I'm pretty certain some of these are going to start to melt. Told you. Right, okay, first of all, let's see if the signs work. Looks like they're going to work. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Right, so that's the good news. That's the good news. How am I going to get away? How am I going to do this? Because this is going to keep happening. They're going to keep turning into source blocks. And the closer I get, what I need to do is place a couple. If I can go like 1... and say 2, and then very quickly go at 3 and get away 4, and I just need to get away from the glowstone. The ones behind me, they're going to melt now, just like the ones before. But if I can get a little bit further away, then hopefully they won't melt underneath me like they did just now. Right, we should be good from here. We shouldn't have a problem from here. Now, I think what I will do is, I think I might put this into a bit of a... I'm not sure. I think I might time-lapse this bit, actually. Let's go into fast-forward mode so you can see this all happening. dokie, we are back, and there we go. The roof is completely filled in. That's about 20 minutes of placing blocks, time-lapsed into about 20 seconds, or something like that. But yeah, hopefully that was okay to watch. You might have noticed me falling. That was because I got a arrow in the back of the head. Got shot last night by a skelly while I was placing blocks just over there, and I was going to try and sleep through tonight, but apparently I haven't brought a bed with me, which is rather foolish. I did have one over there. I'm not quite sure what I've done with it. You might have also seen some beasties spawning during that. And yeah, one other thing that I didn't know until just now is that a beacon won't work through ice. I knew it wouldn't work through water, but apparently it doesn't work through ice either. There are beasties all around us. I'm hoping that we can just keep our eyes open. It'd be quite handy actually if we could get a creeper to come out here and explode and blow up some of these blocks. It'd save me having to chop them away. What we need to do now though basically is just swap over to our this is my old fortune pickaxe, so we'll use this one. And yeah, what we'll do is we'll just start breaking these blocks away. Hopefully turn them into water sources. Why didn't that one turn into a source? What happened there? Let's try that again. Is that working? Why isn't that one working? We've got one there in the corner that doesn't want to work. How weird. Are you seeing that? How weird is that? How weird is that? Let me try breaking it with my hand and see if that makes any difference. Hold on. Hold on. We've got a bit of a glitch here, I think. I'm not sure what's going on. Just keep an eye out for beasties. No, I think we're okay. Let me just try using my hand and see if that makes any difference. Makes no difference whatsoever. How weird. Ah, there we go. Hold on, hold on. Is it filling in? It's not quite filling in, but that'll do. That'll do for now. What we need to do is I just want to get water flowing all over this thing. I just want to be a little bit careful that I don't hit the walls. I don't want to have to start replacing bits of glowstone or cobblestone. That'll just be annoying. I think we'll probably go into a quick fast forward again. I don't think this will take anywhere near as long though. But look, again, we've got some blocks not break and turning into water source. Oh, how weird is this? I've got water downstairs on the floor that is turning into water sources, even though I don't want it to. And up here, I'm trying to make water sources, and it's not working. Who'd have thought it? Who'd have thought it? Right, okay. What we'll do is we'll just keep going for the minute. I'm really worried about. Well, look, there's a skelly over there. He's spotted me. He's on his way. He's trying to ping arrows at me. See if we can kill him off from a distance. There we go. That's got rid of him. Any others around? No, just an arrow. Oh, there we go. There's another skelly over there. He hasn't spotted me yet, though. Okay, we're going to ignore him. I don't want to get into fights out here if I can help it. Let's just break as many of these as we can and see if we can get the water flowing as much as possible. I don't believe this. Look, are they breaking too quick? Is that what it is? Do I maybe not need to use such a good pickaxe? Maybe if I need to slow down on it? No, it's making no difference. What is going on? What is going on? Okay, what about how about this? Right? Can I place a torch? No, I can't place a torch. Haven't got any glowstone on me, and I haven't got any other blocks on me that I can place torches on. This is just annoying. This is just annoying. I don't really get what's going on. Okay, alright. Well, I think what I'll do then is I'm not going to go into time-lapse. I'm going to cut ahead, and hopefully by the time I come back, I'll have worked out what it is I'm doing wrong, because right now I don't mind telling you I am completely baffled by this situation. So yeah, let's see if I can work this out. Okay, just a quick update for you. I've worked out what I've done wrong, and it comes down to this. Basically, ice will, well, it seems that sometimes it works, but mostly it won't work. It won't create a water source unless there's something underneath it. So I'm currently running back to my base to grab a load of stacks of dirt that I can place underneath the blocks of ice that I placed, and then I've got to break the ice away, and then I've got to dig the dirt away. That's really quite annoying. It's really annoying when you consider I've just spent 20 minutes putting all that ice in place, and I've destroyed a load of it as well now, which I think I might actually now be a little bit short of ice. I'm probably going to have to go ice mining again. So yeah, that's all pretty annoying, I don't mind telling you, but it's got to be done, it's got to be done, it's got to be done. We're going to get this thing finished in this video, if it kills me, and it probably will. So here we are, going to grab some more dirt out of here, and yeah, hopefully I will see you in just a second when this thing is finally complete. See you soon. So I finally had a bit of a brainwave. I just started over there actually, starting to place all the dirt underneath, and I was starting to get a bit annoyed with myself because I thought this is going to take ages. I'm probably going to have to dig all the ice back out again and then redo it, laying dirt everywhere, and then it suddenly occurred to me, no, I can't place torches but I can place glowstone, and look, it's working. As it's melting, it is creating source blocks, and it's slowly but surely turning into a nice smooth area. Obviously I'm going to have a bit of a challenge getting rid of the glowstone, but I like a challenge, me. And to be honest, it's not that big a deal. It can stay there until I finally get around to filling the top in with glass. When I fill the top in with glass, then I'll just pick up the glowstone then. And if it falls, it falls, because it'll all end up in the hoppers anyway. So nothing will be lost. It's not a big deal. I just need to fill out the rest of this thing with glowstone. I'm running a little bit low on glowstone, so what I'm doing is I'm actually waiting for a few of these to sort of finish melting the immediate area, and then I'll sort of scoop them up and go and do that corner. So yeah, hopefully I will rejoin you in just a second when this is all melted, and yeah, it's hopefully, do you know what I've got to say? I've not seen any squid yet. I've not seen any squid yet, but perhaps it's a little bit early. Perhaps I'm expecting a little bit too. Whoop! I can see a NinjaBob floating. I can't see any squid, but I can see a NinjaBob. Anyway, right, let's. I've got myself into a bit of a pickle here. Let me get myself out of here. Yeah, I will see you guys in just a second, when hopefully I'll be back on top of the ice and not bobbing around like a lunatic. See you in a sec. Okay, and once again I am back, and look, there are squid spawning and falling and dying. At last I've got this thing working, and yeah, I stuck to the plan. Like I said, I went and put glowstone up on top, and it's taken a while. I don't mind admitting it's taken a while to sort of get it all to melt and everything, but look, there are squid spawning. We can stand here on our observation deck, and it's not, you know, there's not a ridiculous spawn rate, but it's steady. It's very, very steady. Depends where you are as well, I've noticed. If you're too close to it, then you don't actually see much spawning. Let me just pop downstairs actually to see what our collection is like so far of ink sacks. Let's go and see how many we've got. Probably not masses, but like I say, well, job number one now, I want to get enough black ink sacks so that we can cover the roof of this thing. Oh, look, some of my glowstone. I want to be able to cut 29 ink sacks already. It's not bad, is it? That's not bad. 29 ink sacks, and like I say, it's fully automated. I don't need to do anything. All I need to do is be close enough to this thing to make it work, to make the squid spawn. I forgot what they were called. I've spent 2 days building a spawner for them, and I've forgotten what they were called there. But look, you can see them falling through, and let's just go and watch these last couple coming through here. If we just open up this door, it's already open. Look, you can see the squid. They arrive down here. The water flow is pushing them towards the middle, and once they get to the hoppers, they can no longer breathe. There's another one up there on its way down. Look, you see how they're getting pushed down? And like I say, it's not ridiculously fast spawning, but it's constant. It's constant and it's steady. And yeah, in the time it's taken me to finish this off, we've got 29. There we go. Another squid just dropped through there. Another 29 ink sacks, and we should get another half a dozen or so off of these. So I'll just quickly go up the top and show you how it looks right now. It is night time, so I do need to be a little bit careful. But like I say, what the plan is to get the roof of this thing. The roof. Oh, excuse me. You're not welcome. Go away. Go away. Been battling with this for the last few hours. I've run out of arrows, so I'm having to go sort of close one-to-one combat with everything that attacks me. No, there we go. Look, you can see nice, steady, nice, smooth water area now. Zombies coming to have a look as well. So yeah, come and have a look. Are you impressed? Are you impressed by what we've built here? You should be. You should be. You're just a zombie. You've got no chance of doing anything like this, have you? Nah. So yeah, quite pleased with the way it's turned out, and it's very pretty as well. If you stand here and look at the glowstone down there, and more squid spawning. So yeah, it's working pretty well, and I'm pretty pleased with the way it's turned out. I think what we'll do is we'll end the episode here for now. Hopefully between now and episode 8, I'll get the roof filled in and perhaps do some decoration down in the collection room, because it's all a bit ugly down there at the moment. It's functional but not very pretty. So yeah, we'll go and do some beautification down there, make it look a bit nicer, get this roof filled in and looking nice. But yeah, until then, I'm going to thank you very much for watching episode 7. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and hopefully I will see you in another video very soon, when hopefully I won't have an arrow sticking out of my face. Bye!